Why is it difficult to overcome the disease? Why do you think it is so difficult to overcome the disease? Interesting results were obtained by a research group led by V.P. Kaznacheyev, who studied the phenomenon of intercellular distant electromagnetic interactions in the system of two tissue cultures. The authors of the discovery conducted numerous experiments, the essence of which was as follows. Cultures of normal living cells were grown in two vessels. One culture was infected with a virus. Almost simultaneously, cells in another vessel, which were only in optical contact with infected cells, the vessels were in contact with quartz glass bottoms, reproduced a similar pathological process. When quartz glass was replaced with ordinary glass, the situation changed. Cells infected with the virus died, and their neighbors divided normally and developed perfectly. The authors of the discovery put a variety of experiments. They poisoned the cell culture of the first vessel with mercuric chloride, and the cells in the next vessel also died. They radiated the cells of one vessel with lethal doses of ultraviolet rays, and the affected cells were invariably found in the other vessel. It is clear that neither viruses nor any chemical substances could have entered the adjacent vessel through the quartz glass partition, and they were not found in cultures of uninfected cells. The authors of the discovery believe that there are electromagnetic interactions between two tissue cultures in the optical range. They showed the conditions under which the mirror cytopathic effect develops, and developed ways to increase the sensitivity of healthy cells to the perception of electromagnetic radiation from affected cells. Using quantum metric equipment, it was found that the process of cell damage, in particular by viruses, is accompanied by the characteristic kinetics of its own electromagnetic radiation in the frequency range of the visible and ultraviolet regions of the spectrum. But this is the data of scientists who conducted research in laboratories. What happens in everyday life? Is everything so sad? The rhythm of the modern city with its poor ecology and often poor quality food from semi-finished products and fast food cause an invisible, but quite tangible impact on our body. If you look at the statistics, then already in childhood there are almost no children with the first group of health among preschoolers. At the top of the disease statistics are diseases of the central nervous system and gastrointestinal tract, and along with food poisoning, AIDS, chronic pancreatitis and food allergies are leading in this group. These same chronic diseases are recorded in every second adult. It is not surprising that bifidobacteriums and lactobacilli have become firmly established in our lives. So as to help the microflora of your body, we buy bio-kefir, bio-curd, bio-yogurt, and medical preparations with bio and lactobacilli. Bifidobacteriums are gram-positive anaerobic bacteria in the form of curved sticks, sometimes with branching at the ends. Bifidobacteriums provide normal digestion and suppress pathogenic microflora. At the turn of the 20th and 21st centuries, the idea of microflora as an invisible human organ weighing up to 2 kilograms was formed, which, like a stocking, covers the intestinal walls, skin and mucous membranes. At different ages, a person has different types of bifidobacteriums, but on average, one body can have up to 5 strains at a time. Let's look at the diseases of the gastrointestinal tract from the energy side. When pathogenic microflora enters the stomach, it begins to actively divide. Each cell of this pathogenic microflora radiates low-frequency negative energy, which accumulates in our biofield at the level of the stomach in the form of a dark fog. In an attempt to suppress the disease, the body mobilizes immune cells that rush to the pathogenic bacteria to destroy them. We can help our body by practicing energy breathing, exhaling harmful radiation from the diseased organ. Then the pathogenic cells remain almost without radiation. Their energy charge is so small that our immune cells can easily deal with them. In case of diseases of the stomach, you can practice energy breathing with the stomach and pancreas. In diseases of other organs, breathe the diseased organ and exhale all negative radiation. During the period of acute respiratory viral infections and flu, there is literally a huge number of microbes in the air that try to get into our body. So as to avoid negative radiation from pathogenic microflora, you can perform practice breathing with the lungs and lung channels. Very often you can hear the question, can a healer get infected from a patient? It is well known that physical contact with a patient increases the risk of infection, but few people know that you can get infected remotely by communicating online. In both cases, the possibility of infection directly depends on the severity and duration of the disease of one person and the immunity of another. How does infection occur without physical contact with the patient? The human body contains a huge number of different cells, including potential pathogens. It is no secret that Staphylococcus, chlamydias, Koch's bacillus, which causes tuberculosis, and many other cells, up to cancer, are present in the body of every person. Their presence is carefully controlled and suppressed by the immune system. As soon as the immune system weakens as a result of adverse conditions, the pathogenic microflora begins to develop actively. Provoke the development of pathogenic cells can not only adverse environmental conditions, but also harmful radiation, which can be picked up by communicating with the patient, even online. If a person has an old chronic disease or the disease is severe, there is a very large radiation of pathogenic cells over their energy system, radiation of the disease itself. During a session with such a patient, the healer may well become infected by picking up some of the harmful radiation. In the 90s of the last century, the magazine Ogoniak published a sad but instructive story of a family. For no apparent reason, the entire family, grandparents, dad, mom, and a 4-year-old child, contracted the same form of cancer. When doctors searched for the cause, they did not find any relatives with this disease in this family, and no such cases were found among the acquaintances with whom the patients communicated. But this family had a very unusual and colorful collection of African masks, which interested researchers. It turned out that the shaman of an African tribe drove the diseases into these masks. This is a fairly simple and at the same time complex technique. First, the shaman makes a mask with a face, then the disease is transferred into it, the source of pathogenic radiation. Since it is impossible to hide any information in the astral plane, and everything we know is known by everyone, the disease would not go into a mask if it knew that it would be destroyed. And the fact that a person can die, the disease also understands. Therefore, the disease is transferred by the shaman to the mask, and then the mask is sold. And most often to tourists. In the culture of all peoples of the world there are similar rituals and ceremonies. Healers transfer diseases to a variety of things, and then threw them on the road, who will find and take it himself to blame. That is why there are still various signs among all peoples of what can be picked up from the ground or accepted as a gift, and what cannot. Therefore, all the artifacts that are so attracted on the holiday, you must check and clear of negative energy. Water has good cleaning properties, items are well washed, earth, put in a bag and buried in the ground for a month, or you can put it in salt for a long time. Neither water, nor earth, nor salt can be used after this. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. All have a good mood and bye.